Hi, I was watching your post and I I kind of feel like the same as you that I haven't really experienced being around a counselor who's not performing their duties. Um at least not on my campus or the high school campus. I know that there is a counselor that used to be on the junior high campus, and he's currently on the elementary campus now because he's one of two counselors on that campus. And that was because he's also a coach, and they couldn't have a counselor that's also a coach on the junior high campus being the only counselor because he's out a lot for, you know, sports events. So I'm not really sure how that all works. Which is not him, not wanting to do his job, but I'm just not really sure how a counselor, can be spread between all of the coaching and sports and athletics and being a counselor. But besides that, I think that most of our counselors are doing a good job from what I can see. But I agree with you, based off of what we've been reading, that they have to really consider the standards and goals and, just make sure that they're always doing things to the best of their ability, trying to follow the counseling program and make sure that they're just doing the best for the kids and that the stakeholders can see that and see how important they are. Um, and like you said, I mentioned too in my post, always trying to grow and learn. I know it's frustrating when we go to professional development and we feel like it wasn't helpful, but it's also really exciting when you go to one and you think, wow, I can really, use that, or you feel like you actually really learned something. Um, and then a counselor who's, if they're not performing well, you were talking about, that they may not be able to take constructive criticism, the students may not feel comfortable with them. I kind of was talking about, the students slipping through the cracks, but I didn't really think about whether the students, how their actual feelings about the counselor were. So I thought that was good that you brought that up. And, that the parents may not trust you with their kids either if it doesn't appear that you're caring about your job or really, putting the kids first. Um, you also mentioned the staff feeling like they were wasting time. Um, but yeah, I think a lot of it is, like you said, just making sure you're putting the kids first, making sure that you're always ready to hear other people's ideas and criticisms and trying to grow. And then as far as like talking to the person, I agree, making sure that it's as positive as it can be. Um, and so that they don't feel like they're being attacked, because when you do, then you're probably going to shut down and close off and not want to hear what that person's saying to you. But and then that's also really important for you to have that documentation data, because sometimes you do have people that just really don't want to do their job. They're just, maybe they're burnt out and not into it anymore, and they're just refusing to work hard, and you need that documentation for when you have to take that next step, if you do, to go to admin. So yeah, I thought you did a really good job, and I will see you later.